Hey everyone, welcome back to Collecting Nolan. This is Russ, and it's that time of the week where we look at some of the highest selling eBay sales for Nolan Ryan cards. So let's go ahead and get started and look at some Nolans. Honorable mentions. All right, there are 3 honorable mentions this week because they just stood out to me for one reason or another. The first honorable mention is this 1970 Transagram World Champs figures in a box that reportedly sold for $650. You might be thinking, Russ, why are you showing me figures and not cards? Well, I'll tell you why. The 1970 Transagram figures were made to commemorate the run of the 1969 Miracle Mets. Okay, so what? Well, my friends, on the side of the box are cards, and these cards are part of the PSA checklist for Nolan Ryan cards. Even the top, smaller one is considered a 1970 Transagram hand-cut card. Not that I would ever remove the cards from an intact box, but whoever bought this got 2 rarer Nolan Ryan cards for $650, which is a steal. In the past, I've seen these things go for over $1,800. Now, this box is a little beat up, but I'm in the mindset of just owning the card figures box first. If you want, you can always upgrade later. This was an absolute bargain. The second honorable mention is the 2025 Topps Heritage Bicentennial Relic Autograph out of 76 that sold for $520. This is perfect for Memorial Day weekend. Can you believe how incredible this card is? Why couldn't they make cards like this when we were kids? What a stunner. The American flag, the relic, and the crisp blue auto, all with the bicentennial symbol in the background. On top of that, Nolan looks like he's ready to give someone some chin music. There are 500 bicentennial cards in this set. This bicentennial relic auto is only one of 6 players offered. The final honorable mention is huge. It is the 2022 Topps Heritage Real One Dual Autos Nolan Ryan and Shohei Ohtani out of 25 in a PSA 9 that allegedly sold for $3,999.99. I couldn't verify this sale, but if it really happened, it would be the highest sale of the week. This card is incredible, featuring 2 former California Angel star pitchers, both of which look like they're pretty angry, a fine trait in any young pitcher. But this card is numbered out of 25 and has 2 crisp blue ink autos from perhaps 2 of the most electric players of their time period. There are only 3 PSA 9s of this card and 4 cards graded higher. No comparison of sales can be found, of course. Number 10 is the 1988 Topps Tiffany number 250 in the PSA 10 that sold for $623. There are 270 Gem Mint 10 copies of this card out there, with only 751 total graded. PSA 10s account for 36% of the graded population. That's crazy. This is an insane price for this card based off of current trends. The previous recent high sale for a PSA 10 was on May 18th, and that was for $265. Before this, sales of a PSA 10 were in the $200 to $240 range. Number 9. There is a 3-way tie for number 9 this week, so I will mention all 3. The first is the 2025 Topps Heritage Nolan Ryan and Mike Trout dual autograph redemption card that sold for $750. This is the second time in 2 weeks that this same redemption card has popped up on this show. I could not verify the sale 2 weeks ago, but I can for this one. 2 weeks ago, this card allegedly sold for $999.99. The second card at the number 9 position is the 1972 Topps number 595 and a PSA 8 that sold for $750. I love the colors on this card. The blue sky with the contrasting orange, as well as the black and red hat of Nolan, really make this card stand out. I don't know if it is the angle of the pictures, but this card almost looks diamond cut. Not sure though, but it still has very high eye appeal. There are 1,321 PSA 8 graded versions of this card out in the wild, with only 367 cards graded higher. Recent sales of a PSA 8 have sold for between $586.23 and $760. Third card to sell for $750 and tying for 9th place on the eBay highest sales list this week is the 2023 Topps Chrome Legends Orange number CLANR and a PSA 9. Look at this card. This is one of the most beautiful Nolan Ryan cards I've ever seen. The orange border, color matching with the uniform, and the Astros emblem at the bottom, all tied together with a sharp auto and blue ink. How can a card get any better looking than this? I absolutely love it. There's only one PSA 9 copy of this card, with 6 cards graded higher. There have been no other comparable sales that I could find. Why would there be? I would never sell this card. Number 8 Is the 2024 Panini 3 and 2 Downtown number 14 in a Gem Mint PSA 10 that sold for $990. There are only 8 graded copies of this card, and 4 of them are PSA 10s. 2024 Panini 3 and 2 is a 100 card set distributed in 5 card boxes. Each box contains 1 encased autograph or autographed game used card, an encased game used memorabilia card, and 3 base, parallel, or insert cards. Nolan has 4 cards in the set. His downtown card is one of the 20 possible downtown cards in the set. The print number and odds of pulling a downtown are unknown. While I could not find any other PSA 10 sales to compare to, raw versions of this card have sold for between $305 and $475 recently.
Number 7
is the 1970 O-Pee-Chee, the Sporting News Mets Whoop It Up number 310 card and a PSA 8 for the card and 10 for the auto that sold for $1,000. When I saw this card pop up on the list, it just made me happy. I love seeing vintage Nolan Ryan cards getting this type of attention. This card is in fantastic shape and the blue auto is very crisp. This is the only graded copy of an autographed version of this card in the PSA database. I just really love it.
Number 6
is the 1969 Topps number 533 and a PSA 7 that sold for $1,201.99. Not the greatest photo of the card, but I guess it got the job done for the seller. There are 1,600 copies of the PSA 7 of the 1969 card in the PSA database, with 1,268 cards graded higher. The 1969 Topps in the PSA 7 has been almost a constant on this channel. Recent sales have ranged between $850 and $1,350.
Number 5
is the 2023 Topps Transcendent Collection Superfractor Auto 1 of 1 and a PSA 9 that sold for $1,325. What an awesome card, and it's probably my favorite of the week. 2023 Topps Transcendent was distributed in boxes of 10 packs. Each pack contained 4 cards. Transcendent boxes offered many different autographs, including jumbo autographed book cards, 1959 autographed superfractors, and oversized cut signatures. Buyers also had a chance at a VIP meet and greet. Nolan had 7 cards in this set, including 2 gold frame autograph cards, a 1959 themed autographed superfractor 1 of 1, this superfractor 59 themed combo 1 of 1, and an Icons Chrome autograph.
Number 4
is the 1978 Topps number 400 and a PSA 9 that sold for $1,505.55. Guys, just look at this card. This card is stunning, and it looks like it was made yesterday. The colors are bright and vivid, and the corners and edges are razor sharp. The only thing that I see is the slight off-centering from left to right. But man, what an awesome example of a 78 Nolan. There are only 142 PSA 9 copies of this card out there, and only 31 higher. Surprisingly, this is the lowest sale of this card in this grade for quite some time. The last sale of a PSA 9 occurred in April of this year on eBay for $1,800. Before that, PSA 9 sold for $1,698 and $1,980.
Number 3
is the 1971 Topps number 513 and a PSA 8 that sold for $2,136. This card is an older flip, and I cannot tell if the flip is scratched up or if the bottom left of the card has a little bit of inconsistency in the black border. What do you guys think? There are only 597 PSA 8 versions of this card out there, and only 71 cards grade higher. Quite a number of PSA 8s of this card have been selling lately. Recent prices have ranged from $1,841.55 to $2,600.
Number 2
is the 1976 Topps number 330 and a PSA 9 that sold for $2,500. Wow. I think this is the highest I've ever seen this card. It is so hard to find them in this good of a condition. There are only 282 PSA 9 copies of this card out there, and only 11 cards higher. 8,082 total 1976 number 330s have been graded by PSA. The most recent sale that I could find for comparison is not that recent. A PSA 9 sold on Fanatics Collect weekly auction in May of 2024 for $1,170.
And finally, number 1
is, of course, the 1968 Topps number 177 Jerry Koosman and Nolan Ryan rookie card and a PSA 7 that sold for $3,750. There are 1,732 PSA 7s out there, and 1,442 rookies grade higher in the PSA database. Most sales of a PSA 7 have occurred between $2,850 and $4,940 on the high end. Well, guys, that wraps up this week for the eBay highest sales of Nolan Ryan cards. I hope you guys liked it. Please let me know what you thought of the cards this week in the comments below, and hit that like button. And if you haven't subscribed yet, please do so. Thanks a lot, and I'll see you at the next one. Bye.